Thank you all for coming. Happy to be back here in London for another press conference, another big fight, capital showdown from the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. It's one of those fights, I think, which has been in the making for quite a while. Negotiations, I think, started a year ago or so. They were on, off, and so finally here we are. Finally it's happening. I think it's one of the anticipated fights in the 140-pound weight class, and I'm happy that we were able to deliver that to the fight fans. The capital of the United States, Washington, D.C., very much embraced Amir Khan when he was there, invited courtesy of Secretary of State Hillary Clinton about a month ago or so for a state dinner as an ambassador of the sport. And so he was very impressed with the city, with the people, the way he was welcomed. And Amir really wanted his next fight to be from Washington, D.C. I told him that Lamont Peterson, that's his hometown. He said, I don't mind at all. I don't mind to go to the guy's hometown. And that's the kind of fighter Amir is. And of course, it's great for Lamont as well, who has a big fan base in and around Washington, D.C., to go and fight for the 140-pound weight unified world championship right there down the street, not far from where you live and train.
Yep.
So the fight will be December the 10th at the Washington, D.C. Convention Center in Washington, D.C. It's sponsored by a large lineup of sponsors, Cerveza Tecate, AT&T, and DeWalt. In the United States, it will be televised as part of HBO World Championship Boxing. HBO is very happy to have Amir back on its premium program, World Championship Boxing. Amir has really made a tremendous name and reputation for himself in the United States. The ratings on World Championship Boxing when Amir Khan fights are among the highest, period. And so HBO is always happy to have Amir back and clearly looks at Amir as one of its stablemates for many, many years to come in boxing. We all know that with Lamont Peterson, we will have Amir will have a big task, a stiff challenge ahead of him. I'd like to introduce now Team Peterson to you. First, I'd like to acknowledge Colin Hunter from Team Peterson, Patrice Harris, Peterson's co-trainer, Anthony Peterson, Lamont's brother, who might be on the card, looks to be on the card as well. The whole card, by the way, will have a very much Washington, D.C. flavor to it. It will be the biggest fight card in probably 15 or 20 years in Washington, D.C. A lot of local talent will be on there, so it's definitely going to be a fight night you wanna be there for. Then I'd like to introduce to you now and have him make a few comments Barry Hunter, who is Lamont Peterson's trainer and manager. Please.
Hello, London. We're delighted to be here. This is a beautiful hotel, by the way, and you know, we like to thank you know, the people that actually brought us here and allowed us to be here in this hotel. I thank God for being here also, because we're in some troubled times, and you watch the news. A lot of times you kind of cringe because so much stuff is going on around the world, but we're able to be here today and engage in this, what I think will be a legendary fight. When you look at Amir Khan, you look at his, his whole career actually, through the amateurs. I first saw him, I believe he was about 15 years old. Was it Marquette, Michigan, Amir?
Sorry?
You came to Marquette?
No,
At J.O.'s?
16.
Yeah, he was about 16 years old. And so, I had, a chance to watch him all through his career, and, and he's an excellent fighter. And to a lot of times, when you gauge fighters, it's easy to gauge them at their high points, but at their lows is, when I like to look at them, when you can come back from a defeat. And, not only did he come back from a defeat, he came back and he won a world title. So, I got to give him big props for that. And, he's a good person. On the flip side, you look at Lamont, and I'm totally biased when it comes to him, He's been fighting ever since he was 10 years old. You know, first time he ever came in the gym, he was weighing like 63 pounds. And their path almost was the same. Lamont's been a champ his whole career, in the amateurs and the pros. And, you know, I'm more than confident that December the 10th will be his day to become world champion in boxing. This has been a journey, and you can't ask for a better thing than to be able to fight for the world title at home, where you first started, and to win a world title just be, you know, totally, you know, off the Richter. So I'm very, very much so looking forward to it. I thank Golden Boy, Richard Schaefer. As Richard said, when this fight was on, it was off, it was on, it was off. But, you know, through work with Richard and Eric Gomez, along with the whole Golden Boy Association and the cons, we were able to pull it off. So December the 10th will be showdown. Please do not miss it, because I feel as though, you know, if you look at both of these guys' style, both of them get up off the canvas and fight harder than they did when they went down, before they went down to the canvas. And they both throw a whole bunch of punches. Lamont can box and bang. Amir will stand in the trenches. We'll throw 1,001 punches. So I think that this fight could easily be candidate for Fight of the Year. So December the 10th, I look forward to seeing you guys there. Thank you very much.